Welcome guys to another video and yet another update on the exact timeline of when you'll receive your $1,200 stimulus check. Now it's not only based on direct deposit or physical checks, but it seems like it will also be based on your income, with some people not going to receive their stimulus checks until September. So let's dive into all these new details and more right after you hit the like button. It really helps out with the channel and with the YouTube algorithm. If you're new to my channel, my name is Rami, and since 2016 I earned more than 6 million points and miles, mostly from credit cards, and I redeemed 3.1 million of them for travel that's worth more than $180,000. So if you're interested in this kind of stuff and personal finance in general, please consider subscribing, hit the like button, and check out the valuable links in the description. So the good news is that an estimated 175 million Americans will get stimulus checks within the first payments going out this week or early next week, according to Larry Kudlow, director of the US National Economic Council. Now, while many people are going to start receiving their checks soon, it may take months for others, and that depends on what banking information the IRS has on file and some other factors as well. So here's what you need to know about the stimulus checks. Treasury Secretary Steven Mnuchin said at a White House briefing last Thursday that if you signed up for direct deposit, you will receive the payment within 2 weeks. So this is where the timeline of money going out this week or early next week comes from. The payments will be deposited directly into your bank account if you received your last tax refund or expect to receive this year's refund that way. You'll also be able to provide your banking details online once a portal is set up, according to the IRS. Otherwise, checks will be mailed, which could take a lot longer. According to a 2018 Federal Reserve report, about 6% of US adults, about 12 million Americans, do not have a checking, savings, or other bank account. That's wild. Now let's see that timeline that's based on income. According to reporting by the Washington Post, Americans with the lowest income will get mailed checks first. So it says the taxpayers with income up to $10,000 will get their checks by April 24th. Taxpayers with income up to $20,000 will get it by May 1st. And taxpayers with income up to $40,000 will get their stimulus checks by May 15th. The rest of the checks will be issued by gradually increasing income increments each week. Households earning $198,000 who file jointly will get the reduced checks on September 4th. That's 5 months from now. But the amount of money will probably be very low anyway, so I don't think it will matter much. The last group of checks will be sent on September 11th to those who don't have tax information on file and had to apply for checks. All this is according to the Washington Post. Now, if you haven't watched my previous video on this or want a refresher, let's talk about some facts about how much you'll actually get. So if you file taxes, you'll receive a $1,200 stimulus check. If you're married and filing jointly, you'll be getting $2,400, which is exactly double, so $1,200 per person. Now, if you have children, you'll also get $500 per child who is 17 years or younger that you claim as a dependent on your tax return, and no limit to the number of children. There is, however, a limit on income levels. So if you're a high earner, you'll get less, and depending on your income, you might not get anything at all. So if you're single, the maximum income is $75,000 per year, and for married filing jointly, it's $150,000 and $112,500 for head of household. Let me just take a quick second to explain exactly what head of household means. So it basically means that you have to be unmarried or considered unmarried at the end of the year, have paid more than half the cost of keeping up a home for the tax year, either one's own home or the home of a qualifying parent, usually have a qualifying person who lived with the head in the home for more than half of the tax year, unless the qualifying person is a dependent parent. Now, there's also a tricky calculation, which is that for every $100 you make on top of these limits, the amount of money you get will decrease by $5. So if you're single, for example, and you make $77,000, you'll get $1,100 instead of $1,200. That's because you make $2,100 on top of the $75,000 limit, which means your stimulus check will decrease by $25, which is the $100, and that's where we came up with $1,100. You don't have to worry too much about these calculations. AskSebi made a cool calculator for this, which I'll put in the description for you if you want to check it out. What you need to know is that the stimulus check money disappears if you're single and make $99,000 or more, or if you're married and file jointly and make over $198,000, and for head of household, it's $136,500. By the way, if you still haven't hit the like button, please make sure to click it now. I really appreciate it. Now, it's important to remember that this is based on your 2019 tax filing, and if you didn't file yet, they're going to look at your 2018 filing. And just so you know, the stimulus check money you'll receive, you won't have to pay it back. The stimulus payment is actually a refundable credit against your 2020 tax liability and is paid out as an advance refund. That means you don't have to wait to file your 2020 taxes to get the money. It also doesn't reduce your refund you would otherwise receive then. In fact, if you don't qualify for the stimulus check now based on your 2018 or 2019 tax returns, you may be able to qualify to take the tax credit next year when you file your 2020 taxes if your income meets the thresholds. So basically, if your income in 2018 and 2019 puts you out of the threshold to receive a check this year, but in 2020 your income drops below this threshold, when you file your taxes next year in April of 2021, you'll be able to get this benefit. That's pretty good. Next up is people who are retired and or on Social Security. You will get this check if you're retired and receiving Social Security or pension. And if Social Security is your only source of income and you're not required to file taxes before, you do not need to file or basically do anything to receive your stimulus check. You will receive it the same way you receive your benefits, so direct deposit or physical check, depending on what you have set up and going for you. Now, before you leave the video, given the current conditions and how crazy the market is right now, if you're interested in investing, I just opened a Webull account and I love it. The amount of technical data available on the app is incredible. I'll leave my referral link in the description, which will give you one free stock valued up to $250 when you open an account, and a second free stock valued up to $1,400 when you deposit only $100. I've also been using SoFi Invest for a while since I had already opened a SoFi Money account, and they're both available in the same app and very easy to use. If you use a referral link for SoFi and deposit $1,000 in cash, you'll receive a bonus of $75 in stocks. Not bad for some free money if you're already interested in investing. Thank you so much guys for watching, and hope this video was useful for you in regards to all the info about the $1,200 stimulus check. Please give the video a thumbs up, and if this is your first time here, I would love to have you subscribe, because every week I'm publishing videos that help you earn a ton of credit card points and frequent flyer miles that will enable you to travel the world for little to no money. And now also I'm doing some financial stuff just given the current circumstances. Thank you guys, and see you in the next one.